All right, welcome to the Heart of the Matter podcast. I'm June On. We're sponsored by Coast News Group, and today we're here with Mike Easton at WellGreens. Welcome.
Thanks for having me.
How you doing? So, how long you been with WellGreens?
I've been with WellGreens since March, and we trained in the Vista location and came here to the new Encinitas location in the end of April.
Oh, that's amazing. So this opened as of the end of April?
Yeah, just after 420 in April this year.
That's great. How's it been going since you opened here?
It's been amazing. Encinitas is a great town. Lots of great neighborhoods around here. People have been very welcoming. Everybody's excited that we're here in town. They don't have to drive far.
Yeah.
We've got great deals locally.
Right. Well, especially the name too. I mean, again, that play on words, that WellGreens.
Yeah.
And then how long has WellGreens been around?
WellGreens, prior to opening dispensaries, was in manufacturing. They did that for a few years. I want to say they've been around for maybe 5 years or so, give or take.
Yeah.
Went from manufacturing into dispensaries, and then once they opened their first one, they had the method down, and they've just blossomed since then. And
wow.
we've got 8 or 9 locations now, and
all throughout San Diego.
Yeah, all throughout San Diego, Lemon Grove, La Mesa, Chula Vista, Vista, California, Encinitas, and more coming.
That's great. Well, so what was the process to get into Encinitas? Encinitas, I mean, I love this community. We're always pushing Encinitas, and it's such a small community. Was it a long process to get established here? Because this is a great location, right?
Yeah.
El Camino Real.
I think this is the best location in North County. I think once everybody knows WellGreens is here, this is going to be the busiest dispensary in North County.
Right.
Just based on the location and where we are and ease of access. As far as the process, I know Encinitas, the voters passed it about 2.5 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
And it was a long process to get the shops open. They allowed for 4 dispensaries in Encinitas. There's 3 on the coast.
Right.
1 here on El Camino Real. And after dealing with all the build out, getting the building and preparing everything, the inventory, we were able to finally open just after 420 this year.
Oh, after 420.
Just
That's
after
great.
410.
Good
We tried
timing.
to get open for 420, but it's a lot of work to get one of these open. So yeah, we ended up just doing the 420 event in Vista and then opened this after.
That's great. And then how's the reception been by the local residents?
The reception's been amazing. Everybody loves WellGreens. They love the deals. A lot of people are familiar with us already. They've gone to our shops in San Diego, Vista. Lots of people commute from here to the Vista shop because that's one of the closest shops with the best deals. And now everybody's excited that we're right up the street.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I have that Jiu-Jitsu Academy just 2 doors down.
Right.
I'm always down here. I go to the Trader Joe's right here.
Yeah.
I remember this used to be a mattress store.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was a mattress store for a while, and then it was empty, I think, for a long time, and they had ambulances parked in the parking lot for a while.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
No, this has been great. And like I said, especially this community here, everyone here is very health conscious, and whatever your kind of opinion is of medical marijuana, I mean, I think there's a lot of wellness behind it, a lot of good towards it too. So So what's your background?
I started in cannabis in about 2010. I opened a delivery here in Encinitas. That pretty much became one of the best deliveries here in town. I then expanded, opened up an extraction lab in Vista, right up the street from our Vista location, ran that for a while, ran my delivery out of there, then turned that place into a walk-in brick and mortar, ended up selling that to another company. After that, opened up a brick and mortar in Bakersfield, and I ran that for about 1.5 years up until coming to work for WellGreens.
Oh, wow.
When I heard they were opening up a shop 2 minutes from my house, I just was all in.
That's great. Oh, so you live pretty close
Yeah,
here?
I just live right here, 2-3 minutes away.
You're originally from this area?
Yeah. Grew up here in Encinitas, went to school all around here, first class at La Costa Canyon.
Love it, local.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's great. So
I see people every day from high school and junior high and from my delivery days here in Encinitas that come in the store, and it's great to see people that I know around the community.
That's great. Well, you're giving back to the community.
Absolutely.
So what about WellGreens brought you to WellGreens then?
I mean, primarily the first and foremost was the location. When I heard that they were going to be here in town, right up the street. That was a no-brainer. I knew prior to WellGreens getting this location that there was going to be a dispensary here.
Right.
And so I started setting my sights on figuring out who was going to have this location. Once it was known that WellGreens was going to have it, I started applying, applied for the job, interviewed out at the Vista location, and from there, it was a wrap. Got the job. We all trained in Vista, and everyone was really excited to open this new location.
Right.
And here we are.
That's great. Well, I mean, you have a wealth of knowledge and a history of it, so this is great. I mean, this is absolutely good. So then was the place established here, the licensing, everything, before even WellGreens bid on it? Were there other dispensaries looking to be in this location, or was it WellGreens that established the
way it works typically with the licensing, as far as I understand, is every location that is available to house a dispensary, any company interested in that location has to bid on that location.
Oh.
So WellGreens may have bid on this location, some of the other locations on the coast, some of the other companies that didn't win the lottery probably bid on this location.
Right.
And through a lottery, the city would pick what 4 companies got the locations.
Gotcha. Okay, that's great. So then WellGreens obviously won it, and it was just
WellGreens got it, and off to the races, exactly.
That's amazing. So then what about, especially this community, it's a very diverse community. There's definitely a lot of, senior citizens and people who kind of up in age. Is there a kind of a process of educating kind of the consumers and educating people about?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. Being that the shop is in Encinitas and it's a relatively higher cost of living compared to some of our other locations, there is less younger people coming in. We certainly have a wide group, or a wide range of age groups coming in, but we definitely have lots of people from 50 to 75 coming into this location.
Right.
Many of them, their first time in, they've never been in a dispensary. So that's our job, to take them in, show them the store, show them the different products that can help them and help them feel comfortable.
Right.
It takes a lot of trust for them to come out of their shell and explain what their issues are and what kind of relief they're looking for.
Sure.
And that's honestly my favorite part of the job. Out of everything, when someone comes in and she says, I've got terrible arthritis and my back hurts and I can't sleep, what should I be taking?
Right.
Then taking that person, educating them, showing them the products, letting them know with confidence that this is going to help you. And when that person comes back in next time and is ecstatic at how they've been able to sleep and they're in less pain, that's my favorite part.
Oh, absolutely. Well, especially, I mean, in this era, everyone gets prescribed medication, and
of course,
we know the harmful effects of medication, things like that. So this is great. Even my in-laws who, they grew up in a generation where it was looked down upon. Right. And so now that it's been legalized and they see the benefits of it, I mean, even my in-laws, they partake regularly to help them sleep, help them with arthritis. My father-in-law, he is a retired firefighter. Right. So he has a lot of issues, a lot of aches and pains. So he uses this to kind of alleviate that without having to take narcotics or medication for that.
Yeah. Same with my parents. My mom has bad sciatica. She uses a topical. My father, retired attorney, he doesn't partake generally, but he uses the topicals on his back for his back pain. So there's definitely something there to help everybody.
Okay, that's good.
I wish more people were able to get past the stigma that is still there, because unfortunately there is still a stigma there. People say it all the time when they come in, like, I feel like I'm doing something wrong when we're in there. Or people will ask us, like, am I going to get in trouble if I get pulled over?
Oh, they're still asking that, really?
Yeah, not a lot, but it happens. And we just assure people, like, no, it's just like alcohol now, technically.
Right. But to be honest, probably better for you.
Way better for you.
Yeah. So what are some of the benefits of medical marijuana?
I mean, there's a huge range of benefits. I mean, lots of people use it for sleep. In this location, Encinitas, because of the age group that is more of our frequent customers, we see lots of people that need help sleeping.
Ah, right.
Which if you've had trouble sleeping,
Yeah.
you know what
Absolutely.
a drag that is.
Well, everyone out there understands that I can fall asleep no problem, but I wake up at 2:30 every morning. So
Right.
yeah.
So yeah, the actually the number one selling SKU in this whole store is a sleep gummy made by the company Wild, and that we sell more of that one product than any other product in the store.
Really?
So yeah,
Okay.
it's interesting to see the different metrics from the different locations. This location sells more of that. This location sells more of this. Here in Encinitas, we definitely cater more to what we call wellness.
Right.
That would be tablets, topicals, sleep medications, different formulations that are made to help for anxiety, things like that.
Right.
So that's
okay.
generally one of our biggest selling categories here in Encinitas.
That's great. I never thought about that with all your eight locations, 9 locations.
8 or 9.
8 locations that, depending upon where you're at, it's going to be a different product. It's going to outsell the other. That makes sense. Encinitas is it's a very wellness kind of focus community. So that absolutely makes sense.
And we obviously have Rancho Santa Fe, Del Mar, Carlsbad, and so we do sell a lot of higher end product here. You know, there's different people in different budgets that use what they can based on their budget. And here in Encinitas, we do find that a lot more of our top shelf flower moves, a lot more of our top shelf extracts move, and then again, all of the sleep and wellness is our number one seller.
That's amazing. And like you said, you have different discounts and specials, and you post it on Coast News?
Yeah, Coast News has coupons regularly in their hard copy paper, excuse me, on their website, I'm sure. And we're constantly, every day of the week, there's some kind of daily deal. We do monthly flash sales. Today's Wednesday. Today's our Wild Wednesday, which is a huge hit because everybody loves the Wild gummies. So you can buy one, get a second one for $5. So every day they're constantly doing some kind of deal. Seniors get 10% off permanently. We just did, or I think it's still going, any ex-military or active military gets a discount all month.
Oh, really? That's good.
So there's constantly deals going on. Generally, first-time patients, you're going to get 30% off a few different products, 20% off the whole store, and then we give you coupons for 20% off your next 2 visits.
All right.
And in addition to any of the other deals that are going on every day.
Well, I love that because it's good for business, but it's also good for the community. I mean, you're really pushing community wellness. So
Absolutely.
I love the name with WellGreens. We have such a big community of veterans, especially being in San Diego County. Having that ongoing veteran discount is
it's huge, I have people tell me every day, your guys' prices are incredibly better or lower than any of the other shops. And I know company-wide, I'm not sure if it was company-wide or just this, I want to say maybe it was pertain just to this location, but they just redid all our pricing again just to simply make sure that we have the best prices in Encinitas.
Oh, really?
And we do.
That's great. Does each location have a different special, or is it based off of just in general?
The different locations definitely, as they cater to different demographics, are going to have different specials, different products. So they're all their own little network, and they all put the deals together that they feel are going to benefit their area the most.
That's great.
So yeah, they're all different.
Okay, that's great. So the audience can check out Coast News, and I'm sure you're going to see, the discounts and different discounts that rotate. So
I've been reading Coast News every week for 15 years or more.
That's amazing. That's great. Yeah, again, it's a great local paper, but they cover everything, and they're very, again, community focused.
Absolutely.
That's what the podcast is about, and it sounds like that's what WellGreens is about.
Yeah. WellGreens, their tagline is WellGreens Cares. And, coming from owning my own location to stepping into working for somebody else is obviously a big change. And I feel like I landed with exactly the right company, the right people that had the same values that I had when I was trying to help the community and run a business and take care of people. That's great. These guys, they do the same thing.
That's great. And that's the thing, too. People can understand if it's a very artificial relationship and the organic feeling that you bring, that WellGreens brings to the community.
Absolutely.
That's something that a lot of people can definitely kind of back. So, yeah, it's a great location. What as far as kind of the future, what's the future for WellGreens? Expand in San Diego even more? Expand this location?
We're constantly expanding. I know there's an official grand opening event at, I believe, the Home location, Home Avenue in San Diego. And as far as I know, they're constantly on the lookout for other locations, shops that just aren't pulling it and are trying to get out, other cities that are opening it up. But I don't see WellGreens slowing down anytime soon as far as expansion.
Sure.
I know in Vista, they are waiting to see about the consumption lounge law passing.
Okay.
And that could be a thing.
And what is that?
In general, consumption cannot happen on the premises. It's very clear that you can't even open your product here on the premises.
Right.
So people do need a place where they can go to consume the medication after they've purchased it. So there's consumption lounges that are open in Los Angeles, and they are working on, I believe at last check, they're either working on passing it or it had passed to have consumption lounges in Vista. So with our Vista location, we have basically the suite next door to the dispensary, and I believe the plan is to try and turn that into a consumption lounge. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think I've heard whispers of that, so I believe that's the plan. So hopefully that goes through, and WellGreens can provide a really cool, safe place for people to hang out and enjoy their medication.
Absolutely. Is that the goal for every location if the city allows it?
If the city allows it, then I think that would be a goal dependent on the location. You're going to have a place where you can open that up.
Right.
So this location, for example, if the stars all aligned and Encinitas passed consumption lounges, could we have one upstairs? I'm not sure. Maybe. It would be great. It would be really cool.
Right.
So I know that would be the hope, but it's going to depend on the cities and the voters passing it.
Absolutely. And just kind of consensus. Have you seen kind of the community? Has it been brought up? Are they kind of pushing back? Or I
haven't really seen anything in terms of the consumption lounges here locally in Encinitas. I've just been following in the media and watching them get ready to push it through. Again, I'm not totally sure if it's pushed through or if they're about to, but I've been following that, and that seems to be where their focus is right now.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's a great outlook. Hopefully it does happen. I've seen the space upstairs. It's a great location. So.
Absolutely.
And again, being on El Camino and the major part of Encinitas, I mean, this is a great location. I'm sure you get a lot of your clients just locally, walk over,
absolutely. Village Park right here. I mean, when I knew this was going to be a location, instantly Village Park's going to be a huge customer base because, there's thousands of people that live right here behind us that buy medication.
Well, the Jiu-Jitsu Academy, again, is 2 doors down, and, we all have aches and pains.
Absolutely. I've definitely helped out many people that have come directly from jiu-jitsu to here. So
that's
great. Definitely interact.
And the surf community. So there's a lot here. That's The outlook is really good. Again, my biggest thing again with the podcast and even Coast News is it's community focused.
Right.
I mean, the number one thing it seems like with WellGreens is, again, great name. I mean, that's a phenomenal name.
Yeah.
But to be able to just really help the community, give back. Are there other programs that you do for the community itself?
Great question. I know there's definitely some Adopt a Highway programs that they've done. And as you can see on some of the things on the wall there, they've done some donations with, I believe they donated about $300,000 to get rid of medical debt for families that needed that help. That was great. I want to say they've done toy and clothing drives in the past.
Right.
I know we did a beach cleanup at Moonlight Beach here in Encinitas several months back.
Right.
So that was cool. So yeah, they're constantly finding ways to give back and be in the community and, help beautify where we live.
That's pretty, especially you being a local, you grew up here, went to school here, you live here. I mean, that means a lot. And I think that adds a lot to this specific WellGreens because you are such a local. I mean, you do recognize people that come in all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it. You know, it's when you can enjoy going to work every day, that's a great thing.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So what are the hours here?
This location is open from 7 a.m. We close the doors at 8:51.
Wow, 7 a.m. Are there a lot of people that come in that early?
Well, we do an early bird special currently from 7 to 9, which is 30% off the entire store, which basically saves your tax because we do have a high tax rate here in Encinitas.
Right.
And that will probably change to 20%. But with that said, in the morning, we definitely have people that are here on their way to work. They want to get that extra bit of a discount, and getting 30% off is a decent little chunk,
right?
Especially if you're on any kind of budget. So we do have a decent amount of people that are here in the morning. It always goes in waves here. We'll have rushes. It'll slow down.
Sure, I'm sure lunchtime or after
lunchtime,
work.
after work, after dinner. And then sometimes it just gets crazy, and we have 15 people in line for 2 hours.
Well, it's such a small community. I'm sure people that, if there's a line, somebody knows somebody. So
absolutely,
you're bringing people together. So.
Yeah, it's constantly, I mean, we're still new. There's constantly new people coming in all day, every day.
That's great.
That's why I say when everyone knows we're here, I feel like this is going to be the busiest shop in North County.
Oh, absolutely. The convenience of it as well. Do you see a lot of people that kind of shop around, that jump from one dispensary to the other to see where they're comfortable with?
I think in general, that's just how people do it. Once they've landed here and they've had the good interaction that we provide and they've gotten the good value, they tend to stay here. I've seen a lot of people switch from other shops and say, we don't go there anymore. We're just here at WellGreens now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Everyone we've met so far, I mean, it's that family atmosphere,
right.
You know, that you've kind of put together.
So. Yeah, and the access here, you know, there's 3 other locations on the coast, and you know, the coast, it's like you're dealing with traffic,
right? Parking.
We have a beautiful parking lot. It's easy to get in. The open floor plan that we have, people are constantly saying how they love the floor plan. They love how open it is, how you can see everything. Into that, we also, the amount of product we have, a lot of shops, I've heard people say they'll have issues with keeping inventory. Someone buys something, they get it for a few weeks, and then that product's gone, and they can't get it anymore.
Right.
The way WellGreens does it is when we do procurement, it's for 8 or 9 locations. So we're buying a lot of product. We're able to get good deals because of that. That's how we're able to give good deals.
Oh, wow.
But the point was that we stay with the products we have. As long as the product's moving and people are liking it, they can rest assured they're going to be able to get that product again and again. And the consistency is huge, especially with the older people that are doing it for pain or sleep.
Sure.
You don't want to run out of the product that's helping you get, the better quality of life and not be able to purchase it anymore. So the inventory manager here, Henry, he does an amazing job. He makes sure that we have what we need, what the customers want, and we don't run out of it.
That's great. It sounds like you've thought of everything. I mean, WellGreens has covered everything as far as kind of the family atmosphere, supply, kind of the demographic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great.
They've done an amazing job. They definitely have it down to a science, and they're doing it the right way.
Right.
They're doing it the right way.
And what type of products do you have in store?
We carry a little bit of everything. I mean, we've got a wide range of wellness products, from tablets. We've got topical creams. We've got patches, like long-term patches that you can put on that are subdermal, I think they're called.
Right.
And obviously all the regular stuff, flowers, pre-rolled cannabis, gummies, all kinds of different formulations now. They've got gummies that have vitamin B and caffeine in them that'll give you a real get stuff done type of effect. The drinks are a huge seller here. We sell more drinks at this location, I've heard, than any of our other locations.
Really?
I don't know if it's a beach thing or what, but people seem to love the drinks at this location.
Sure.
And, we got low dose drinks, 10 milligrams, where you can drink the whole thing and you're not going to be severely intoxicated.
Right.
We've even got 2 milligram drinks all the way up to 100.
Oh, wow.
tinctures, lots of vape products. We definitely sell a lot of vape products here, live resin, cartridges, disposables, and of course extracts, rosins. A lot of the older people always remark and think it's funny that we have hash. They haven't seen hash. Everyone always says, I haven't seen hash since the 70s, or I haven't seen hash since college. And it's fun to be able to show them like the different products we have, and they kind of the nostalgic memory from them when they were doing it before, and being able to see that they can get it again. It's been cool.
Right. So then, having said that, you have a lot of people that maybe tried it back in college. It's been years. The strength of the products, is it much more concentrated now than it was back then, or?
Yeah, definitely the strength and the potency, the THC content has gone up. When I was running my deliveries in 2011, we had a thing called 20 and Over Club, and if the cannabis tested at 20%, it was the best of the best of the best, and it was amazing, fresh, tasted good, etc. It would be tantamount to whatever you'd see on our shelf now that you would call the best. Now, here we are, 15 years later, and you've got flowers that are testing 30%, 35%. I think part of that, in the industry, there does need to be some more checks and balances from the laboratory testing side.
Sure.
That's nothing really that as a retailer we can control.
Right.
But just getting quality products from quality companies that we trust and know are taking all the steps with the lab testing, et cetera, to make sure all the products are safe, they're accurately labeled.
Right.
But to answer the question, yes, the product's definitely a lot stronger now than it has been in the past.
Yeah, and so the products, they're all individual manufacturers that make these products?
There's hundreds of companies that have manufacturing licenses. Some of the products, they may be made by one company and they only make this product. And then there's a lot of companies that make several products. Lights Out, for example, which is like one of our main exclusive brands here at WellGreens. They produce flowers. They have pre-rolls. They've got sublingual fast-acting tablets. They've got gummies. So there is a lot of companies that produce more than one product, but there's definitely some companies that they just stay in their one lane with whatever it is, and that's what they do. How
does WellGreens select those companies? As a company, say you're a manufacturer, how do you get into WellGreens?
Well, that's a great question too. So our procurement is headed up by Manny, and he has a huge job of stocking all the stores with the product, and getting new product in is a pretty arduous process. As you can imagine, any manufacturer would love to have their product on a WellGreens shelf. We've got multiple locations. They're doing lots of business. The product moves. So getting your product on the shelf at WellGreens is definitely a whole process in and of itself. Having to go through those channels, get the sample products to the right people, work out. I think a lot of times there's some kind of marketing deals that get worked out, cross promotion, things like that, to where the procurement team wants to make sure we're getting the
good
best
quality product,
good product, good quality product for a good deal that we can then turn around and give the customers a good deal on.
I love that. Again, it's customer kind of community focus, so you're looking to not just bring in any product, you're looking to really help people.
I could say one of our newest products is it's a collaboration with Farmers Cup, who they're huge in the industry in San Diego. They do massive events, community events. They're very vocal in Vista and trying to pass the consumption lounges and be able to do events. And so I know that was one of the last products we got on the shelf, was a collaboration with them and us. And everyone's really excited to have their cannabis on the shelf. And definitely took a bit of a process, but you can get their product here now. And so, we're excited about that.
That's great. So if someone is new to cannabis, when they walk in, speak to you, what's kind of the process? How do you get them comfortable with it?
Their first point of contact will be with reception, and our reception team does an amazing job. They're very friendly. They'll talk to the customer, get their identification, get their phone number, get them in the computer. Then their next stop will be on the sales floor, and whatever Budtender is available, we'll let them know, hey, I've got you. And from there, we basically give them a little tour of the shop, let them know where the different products are. That way, if they're new to cannabis and they may not be aware that there's tablets, they may not be aware that there's bath bombs, and that way they can kind of see what's available to them. And then from there, we narrow down, what are you looking for? And we'll basically help them decide what's going to be the best product for their needs.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
Like, do you kind of lean towards a certain product for someone that's new, whether it's to like a smoke product, a vape product, or an edible? Or do you kind of just go case by case?
Not necessarily. It's pretty much on a case by case. For me personally, I'm very focused on the sales side of it. There's incentives that budtenders and sales associates get on certain products. So we're always constantly trying to get the person what they need for the best price, but still, if we can, get some type of incentive on it. That's how it works. So I'm constantly focusing on, what's the best product for the person that there is still some type of incentive on, and just basically making sure that they're getting what they need. And as long as they're happy when they leave, and I feel that they're going to be happy with the product,
and they'll probably come back.
They'll come back.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. I've always loved the name Budtenders.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a perfect name
It
for
works.
it. Yeah, absolutely. Because you are helping them. So you're concocting whatever is going to help them, whether they can't sleep or they're in pain. Again, I can't sleep and I'm typically in pain. So this definitely helps. So
yeah. Customer retention. That's what we focus on. Customer retention, getting them to come back in and just be happy.
That's great.
With their purchase.
What is the minimum age?
The minimum age is 18.
Okay.
To come in between 18 and 21, you do need to have a medical cannabis recommendation.
Okay.
So if you're 21 or over, any government issued ID will get you in the door. Under 21, again, you do have to have a medical recommendation, and we definitely see a fair share of people that fit that 18 to 21-year-old group. Our larger customer base is definitely going to be over 21.
Okay, great. And you said in Encinitas it tends to be?
In Encinitas it definitely tends to be 30 and up.
Okay, that's good. And then have you had any pushback from the community at all as far as being open here or certain groups, or is it kind of typical?
The only pushback I personally have seen at all has been on the neighborhood app, where you've got typically the people that are going to complain about whatever.
Sure.
Karen type people, for lack of a better term, and they're saying that communities shouldn't have cannabis shops. While we've got bars up and down the street that are causing fights and people who get DUIs. So not really. I haven't really seen much pushback. Maybe like 3 or 5 comments from people online saying, hey, we shouldn't have cannabis dispensaries in our neighborhood.
Right. I think the difference, again, and we mentioned it earlier in the episode, is that it is its own separate building, and it's away from everything. So it's not like you're close to any facility, community area where you're going to see kids walking
There's
by.
not a lot of foot traffic there. I think that's been one of the complaints. I know one of the shops on the coast has definitely gotten multiple complaints in the city meetings, the city hall meetings, I guess it would be called. They're just right next door to, shops where people are walking in and out. And so I understand that. And, what you said is totally accurate. We're kind of isolated. We don't have a lot of foot traffic here. There's not necessarily families walking up and down the street or tourists. So I know that has been a point of contention with some people for the other locations because they're right there in the tourist area.
No, yeah. Again, I love the location. It's separate, plenty of parking.
Absolutely.
Encinitas, typically there is kind of a parking issue when you're on the coastal side, though, so this makes it easier. What's the best way to get a hold of you? What's your location?
So our address here is 211 North El Camino Real, situated quaintly next to the Sheriff's Department. Everyone thought that was kind of funny. We end up here, years later, right next to the Sheriff's Department, and across the street from Rubio's. We're in between the car wash and the Mexican food restaurant next door. But just simply come on in. We open at 7. We've got the early bird deals.
Perfect. And then as far as deals go to Coast News to find deals. What about the website?
Yeah, Coast News. We'll post deals and coupons. Excuse me. Our WellGreens website is always going to have any of the deals listed, any of the daily deals. You can also view any of the deals through weedmaps.com.
Okay.
By location, so any WellGreens that's on Weedmaps, they're all on Weedmaps, but you can simply look for any product you're looking for. You get the prices, any of the discounts for that day, and that's a really easy way to find what you're looking for.
That's great. What about social media? Is there a...
There is, of course, WellGreens Cares Instagram, which go check out if you're on Instagram. They keep the Instagram very light. There's not really any product pictures. They'll post like the beach cleanups and the community stuff. It's definitely pared down just to try and...
Sure. The rules and regulations.
Not have to start another account again.
Right. But again, I mean, you're in such a great location. I think word of mouth is huge too.
Oh, yeah.
People have been talking about it all over town.
Yeah. We had a huge campaign where we sent out coupons that were for businesses in the area. So we had people on foot go out and deliver these coupons so that people could hand them out to the other employees at their work, and then they were able to come in and get 20% off. So we've been doing that. I don't know if they're still doing it, but we did that for the first 3 or 4 months.
That's great. Well, again, you're supporting community, you're supporting small businesses, other local businesses. So
absolutely.
Again, the happy employees and happy businesses will really uplift the community.
Yeah.
So
another awesome aspect of the community and the family vibe is we're super dog friendly here.
That fits right in with Encinitas.
Lots of people love their four-legged friends, and we've got people coming in all day with all different sizes of dogs. They run around the shop. We give them treats at the front. So if you've got a dog that's well behaved, or at least mostly well behaved, you're welcome to bring them in, and we definitely show love to the canines.
That's amazing. That's why I don't bring my dog. My dog is not well behaved, but yeah, we'll definitely do that. Are there products for dogs?
Yeah, actually, we've had a good handful of people request that, and we carry a pet. It's not specifically for dogs, but primarily dogs and cats, but I think more people use it for dogs, and it's going to be a pet CBD with a very low level of THC.
All right.
We use it on our 3 dogs that are crazy, and it's a great product. It definitely works. Yeah.
Perfect. I'll have to get some for my dog, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you'd like to say about WellGreens and before we sign off?
I think we pretty much covered it. The WellGreens Cares motto is accurate. They take good care of the customers. They take good care of the employees. This is how it should be done. And these guys are doing it. And I don't see them slowing down. And I think it's going to be a very bright future for WellGreens in San Diego, and potentially moving up the coast. Who knows? But
really, that's great.
I, for one, am stoked to be here. I'm honored to be part of the team and to be able to do what I do around here. It's been great. Definitely a blessing.
That's amazing. Yeah. Well, yeah, we're impressed. Again, WellGreens is community focused. We're community focused. Love the family atmosphere here. So definitely come check it out. Again, we'll be posting. Like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. But again, appreciate the time, and check out your local WellGreens.